Hello fellow vapors. Today I'm going to be discussing the iTaste SVD. A little hard to read on this one. Anyway, this is from Innokin. This is a variable voltage, variable wattage mod. So you can either set it for power or voltage. So we'll do a couple of things about it. First thing, this thing is kind of large. We've got a ruler here. So if we do this, you will notice that that length right there is 4.5 inches. Okay, 4.5 inches. That is the mode that this one is with a 18350 battery. I don't actually have the 18350 battery, but I know this is the length that it is for the 18350. It will also take an 18500 and an 18650. So it's a telescopic mod, so this tube will go all the way down. So anyway, this is the bottom cap. It doesn't actually have a spring. It has this little button on there which is spring loaded. Kind of nice. So let's see. Okay, so there's the 18500. We'll just throw that one in there just to show that it actually will work. You also note that this is a button top battery, or flat top battery. Wind. Okay, the plus 8 says 8 watts. This is what it was set on. I want to make sure it rattles, don't tighten it up too much. That's the 18500 battery. Here we have an 18650. So we're just going to put that in and wind this up a little bit so we can put the top cap on, battery cap on, and tighten it up. Okay, see, there we go. Okay, so the length of this one, like I said, it's long. So now you're looking at about a little over 5.5 inches. Okay, and that's without anything on it. So that's 5.5 inches. So that's quite big. Like I said, there's a flat top battery in there. I'll just undo this a bit. Take this out. Okay. See, flat top battery. It'll also work with a button top battery, so I can put that one in as well. Alright, so there we go. Alright, then. Now, it's off right now. 3 clicks to switch it on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it goes through all the light cycles, says on. You'll notice it is locked. To unlock it, you press there's a fire button, there's a plus button, and a minus button. If you press the plus and the minus button at the same time, it says non because there is no atomizer attached to it, and then it says 8. So now I can adjust my power. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I want it in voltage mode, okay? Luckily, I don't have to remember what it is because right on the side there, you're probably not going to be able to see it. Nope. Anyway, it says VM with an arrow pointing to there and an arrow pointing to there. So you hold this button down, you hold this button down, you hold the power button down at the same time, and we'll just flip it over, and you'll see a VO. 4.2, 4.3, 4.4. Okay, so that is now set in voltage mode. Notice it went down to, I was going down, it went down to 3 volts, then it goes to 6. So it goes all the way around. So if you're at 5.8 volts and you want to go to 3, you don't have to go all the way around. It will change for you. Now the other nice thing is it does remember the settings that you had everything in. Now for power mode, this is power mode, so I hold the top button and the power button at the same time. So So just hold those two, and now it's back in power mode. And it was at 8 watts, it's still at 8 watts. This goes up to 15 in 0.5 watt increments. 15 down to 3. From 3 around to 15. So it does go all the way around, one way or another, so you can take the shortest route to get to whatever you want. That's a little quick thing about the operation. I've had this for about 4 months. You'll notice that button there is nice and silver. You'll notice the outside of that one is not, and you'll notice that button is not. I use the plus button more than anything else. If I hold the top button down, it will show me what the voltage of my battery is. If I hold the bottom one down, it will show me what the voltage of my battery is. And I know what you're saying. You're going, what happens if I had it set at 4.2 volts in voltage mode? Fine, let's change it to voltage mode. Drop it down to 3.6. Now I'm going to hold the top button down. 4.2. Okay. Hold the bottom button down. 4.2. So that is the battery voltage. Very nice feature of that. If I hold both of them down, top and bottom, it says not, because I don't have anything connected to it. Alright, so what I've got is I have an iClass 16. You'll notice that this thing has a beauty ring on the top. Okay, this is for if you're putting something with a 510 threading on it that's going from the bottom. It's got little dimples in there, but the dimples are also kind of nice because if I can do this right, you will see that there's actually 2 of them. You see that? You see those 2 little holes? That's the airflow holes. So it serves 2 purposes, but I mean, these little dimples, having 2 of them drilled out on either side, gives you the airflow if you need to have the airflow. Okay, so I will put the iClass 16 on. So it has the Ego threading, and now when I press the top on the bottom at the same time, you'll see it says 2.2A. It also says locked. I accidentally locked it. This is a nice feature of this. You can actually lock this. So I'm going to unlock it. So you hold it down so you see the ohms, then the voltage reading of what you, because it's in voltage mode. I'm going to switch it back into power mode, because I like power mode. Okay, so I got 8. Alright, so not bad. I can take this off. Now I'm going to put my K-Fun on, which should be about 1.6 ohms. I can actually show you how good the meter is. So I'll put that back on. I've got an ohm meter here. So there's my K-Fun, and it's 1.64 ohms. Okay. So we'll put the K-Fun on. This is a lightsaber. Going back to my ruler here. Remember how long I said it was? Well, take a look at this now. Okay, with the K-Fun on, it's going all the way up to 9 inches. That is a huge, huge mod. Right, with the K-Fun on. Let's check the resistance of it. Remember I said 1.64. 1.6. It only has 2 digits, so it's not going to register it. So 1.64 should read as 1.6. If it's 1.65, it might read as 1.7. It'll go either way. It does have a safety cutoff if I hold the button down, and you'll see that it's green. Now you see it starts flashing. it's now switching itself off to stop battery power going to the atomizer. It's not switched the unit off, because if I let go of the button and then push down, it starts firing it. But it does automatically shut off, so that you just can't hold the button down, so if it's in your pocket or whatever, and it's not going to fire all the time. 3 clicks switches it off, and you'll actually see that. 3 clicks switches on, and it goes through the light cycle, and then it says on. So I'll do again. 1, 2, 3, off. 1, 2, 3, on. Okay, and it does remember your setting here. So, couple of things I don't like about it. Number one is these nice fancy little things that they've got on here. They're milled out, the stainless steel. They are a little sharp, I guess. I mean, they're not sharp enough that they're going to cut you, but they are sharp so that it can feel uncomfortable if you're holding it. And since I tend to hold like this, my fingers tend to touch that, so it's not good. Second thing is, that's the color of the button supposed to be. That is what the color of that button is, and the fire button. You see they've actually worn off, so it's now the brass, whatever, I guess the color that is underneath. Second thing, and my biggest complaint about this, is the fire button. I have a problem with the fire button. Number one, it's 3 clicks. I prefer 5. Okay, 3 is too easy to switch it off, because if you go like this, like quickly, you can switch it off. The other thing I have about this fire button is it doesn't always fire for me. Or when I push it, for some reason it clicks 3 times and it switches itself off. I'm finding I have to push really, really hard in the dead center of this. Sometimes if I push on the edge, it will not fire. Or if I've pushed on the edge, for some reason it switches itself off. I have to keep checking to make sure it's actually switched on. So, I know I'm having problems with this. There are other people in the forums that have been having exactly the same problem with this. You may find that you don't have this problem. Like I said. Anyway, so it's actually a really nice device. That being said, I mean, this is just an annoyance, this one. It's still working. Fire button again. An annoyance. I wish it didn't do that. But that being said, it still works. They say this thing will go down to about 0.6 ohms, so you could actually sub-ohm on it. I did one at about 0.8. I wouldn't recommend going down much below that thing. You'll suck the battery life right out of this thing real fast. Anyway, this is the iTaste SVD. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about this. Like I said, you may find, I mean, this is, like I said, a lightsaber. I mean, pretty much, I can hold this with 2 hands, right? And I've still got most of my K-Fun sticking out the top. That is huge. Okay? In the 18350 mode, we'll take that out. Take this battery out. We stick it into the 18350 mode with the K-Fun on, and like I said, just let me go wind. I mean, even then, you know, that's still, with the K-Fun on, is still pretty close to about 8 inches. Let me measure it exactly. Yeah, it's pretty close to 8 inches. It's just about 7.5 or so. So even in the smallest mode, it's still quite a long mod. Because you can do just about every single battery in here that you want. Flat top, button top. this extension tube. Now you can put two of them in there, but this extension tube is the short one. It's actually threaded all the way through, so I can put it on that way, or I can take it off, turn it around, and put it on that way, because it is threaded all the way. And it will take a long time to thread the thing completely. But supposedly you can put two batteries in, like 18 350s in here. I've never even attempted that because I don't have the right tube for it. I have the 18 650s, which I was constantly using. Now, I just took the battery out. I put the battery back in again. I want to adjust my wattage. It's locked. The one thing, whenever you change batteries, this thing locks itself. So if you want to change something, you have to unlock it by holding down the top and bottom button. If you don't, and you're happy with the settings you've got, even when it's locked, all it does is it locks you from changing the settings. Nice feature. It does remember. I don't know how long it does remember, but I've taken the batteries out and left them out for a little bit of time, and it's always come back to remembering what it is. Anyway, that's my thing. If you don't like something this long, try and look for something small. If you don't like I said, I mean, if you don't like this milling on here, I know you can get skins for them. So, I mean, if you got a skin, maybe that would solve this problem with that. The fire button problem, hopefully, if you decide to get one of these, you're not going to have the same issue that I had with the power button. Apart from that, it's actually a decent device, and I'm still using it. Not as much as I was, but I am still using it. So anyway, and I think I paid about $65 for this, and this is in Canadian money. You can probably get it cheaper somewhere, more expensive somewhere. But then again, you are going to have to buy... I'd buy 2 batteries. Because that way, if your battery runs out, you can charge one battery while you're vaping on the other. So $65 for this. Batteries were about $10, $12, I don't know, $10 maybe? Can't remember exactly. So there's 2 of those. And then you need a battery charger. I got a little dual battery charger. So I think all in total I paid about $100. The thing that's nice about this is because it has the 510 and the Ego threading on it. Any devices, you know, anything that you've got, like if you've started off with a base kit and this is your next mod up, you can still use every device that you had on this thing. Just because of the Ego and the 510 threading. So once again, it's really nice because you're not throwing anything away. You don't have to buy an extra adapter. The adapter, you know, it's already in there. It's got both the threading on it. I'm not sure what else I can tell you about this. Yeah, I mean, the other thing I like about this is it does have the instructions on, you know, PM for power mode with the arrow, VM with the arrow, then it's got ohms across both of them. So it does have some information actually on this in case you forget. So it's right there. Anyway, that's my review on the SVD. Out of 10, I think I'd probably, for this one, I'd probably take off 1 mark because of this. 1 mark due to the length of the thing. I mean, like I said, it is huge. I mean, if you put the 510 or the battery here, if you look at how far the battery is below the electronics there, you can see there is a huge amount. Okay, so it's going to there. It's pretty much the length of 2 of these batteries. So, you know, 1, 2, big deal. So, I mean, there's a lot of electronics in there that's maybe you can get something that's a little less. So, yeah. So 1 mark off for this, 1 mark off for the length. Power button, that's a big mark off for me. So I'd probably give it about a 6.5, 7 out of 10 for because of those things. you know, I mean, still not bad. But hopefully I did let Innokin know about this annoying thing on there. Hopefully they'll change that. I don't know if they listen to these, listen to people. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? A lot of good features about it. Just a few little minor bad ones, and the big major one for me is the power button. Anyway, hope you enjoy it, and if you like my video, please subscribe. I'm planning on doing a lot more of these. And by the way, I did buy this myself. I did not get given this, so it's spent with my own money. If anybody wants to donate stuff to me for me to review, so I will always try it out first. So if I haven't used something for at least a month so I can tell you what it's like, I'm not even going to review it, because that's one of the reasons I didn't pull it out of a box, because I recycled the box. It's a nice cardboard box that comes in, but it's been recycled because I don't care about what it looks like when it comes out of the packaging. I care about what it's like after 3 months, month of vaping, or 3 months of vaping. And believe me, I was using this every single day for vaping for about 2.5 to 3 months before I started noticing problems with it. So that's the way I'm going to do my reviews. It's going to be on stuff that I've used for a long time. It's going to be stuff that I'm using all the time, like every day, all the time. And if anybody wants to send me stuff to review, it's going to take me about a month and a half to review it, because I'm going to play around with the thing and trying to see how many things I can find bad with it. So if you're one of the big companies that are making this stuff and you're watching this video, please by all means, get in touch with me. Send me something. I will try it out, and I will give an honest review from a vapor to people who want to vape. I'm not going to pull any punches, even if somebody sends me something. And like I said, because I bought this, I feel a little ripped off because of especially the power button. Anyway, hope you like it. Share it around. Let other people know. Like I said, once again, iTaste SVD. Oh, and by the way, SVD, I have no idea what it stands for. Superior Vaping Device? Super Vaping Device? Is it the initials of somebody? Who knows? Could just stand for SVD. Who knows? Couldn't tell you. If you know, let me know, please. And then I'll change my thing and let people know what SVD actually stands for. So there you go. SVD, all wrapped up. And I will still continue to use this, but probably not as much as the other stuff I've got now. Alright, happy vaping, everybody.